a lot of it's thank you. I mean, I was saying to these guys today, like, chance favors the well prepared. It happened to be the episode where they made us promote Burger King. So we were jumping the shark. So we ended up having Henry Winkler jump over the shark and say, I'm going to Burger King. Too many meetings.
My name is Karen Curry, and we try to bring people here who will have an appeal to the student body, even just beyond Westfall, just will resonate with the students. CAA in LA, I work with them a lot, and they had called to see if I'd be interested in having their children come, and I said, oh my God. I said, yes, I would, and then I asked a few students, and the reaction was overwhelming, so we decided to have him come in, and he was more than happy come in, and I think he's had a great time.
It's been so great being here at Drexel. I loved it. I think the students are awesome. It's very gratifying to, Arrested Development kind of found an audience with younger people.
I found out about Arrested Development in high school when it was out on TV, and so they got canceled, and I started hearing more and more about it on Reddit. So I checked it out, and I got on Netflix and everything, and it ended up being really popular, and I told a lot of people about it myself. And I found out about this event due to the film and video program at Drexel University.
I got an email about it, and I was always interested in TV and stuff, so I was like, hey, let's show up.
My favorite part about this was really everything. It was just great to hear such like a seasoned veteran of the industry speak and hear his views on everything, hear about how one of my favorite shows was created.
I heard about this event through a lot of friends who knew that I was really into Arrested Development, and just started getting mass text messages the second this was released. Picking a favorite part's really hard, but I really like how candid he was. He was not ashamed to talk about what went wrong with production and his insecurities about being such an influential comedy person.
I found out about Arrested Development my freshman year of college. My roommate showed me the first 10 episodes right before we left for winter break, and then for Christmas I got a Netflix subscription, and then I basically spent the next 4 days locked inside my house watching basically a season a day, and I've been hooked on Arrested Development ever since. So it was really interesting hearing about how a lot of it wasn't planned, because you think of it as such a tightly written show where everything's really concise, and just to hear that like things just fell into place for him just makes me envy the dude even more.
Just seeing him talk, really, like, it's interesting to hear kind of the insight into how a show like that is created, because it's his voice and it's part of what he sees and what he finds funny, and I feel like that's seeing him talk about it is a really great way to understand the show.
I think I learned from this just how human he is and how human this whole process is of creating a comedy show. He was really good at being open and honest about how he dealt with the writer's room, and that was just really interesting and cool to see.
When you talked about like the fear of not being talented, I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to, especially in the film industry, and I know that a lot of students here were film.
It was definitely a good experience, and it was nice to like get a new perspective of the industry.
I think the best, well, I don't know if it's the best advice I'd give, but some advice that I would give is to make sure that you like what you're going into. I went out, I kind of had forgotten that I liked writing, and I spent a lot of time chasing parts of the career that I really didn't like. And so even to this day, I have to kind of say, wait a minute, this is about my life. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. I'm a big fan of like, throw yourself into whatever the task is, and something good will come from that. I don't do these events very often, and I just got the request. It just came to me. I don't know how it got to my agent, but it just got to me, and I've gotten invitations to speak at things where it's like industry people, and I far prefer talking to students. It makes much more sense to me. If you're talking to industry people, you have to brag and sell yourself. And if you're talking to students, it's just the opposite. You have to talk about like, okay, look, here's the honest part of it. Here's the failures. Here's the insecurity. I think that's important to pass along.
I thought the event was great. I thought the turnout was great. The engagement on the part of the audience, and they weren't all just students, was fantastic. The questions were great. He was amazingly forthcoming and so generous with his time and his insights. I thought it was a big success.